Hey beautiful, welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. It's Farida, also known as Curly Proverbs. I do hope that you have been keeping well throughout the week. In today's video, we're going to be doing the very first episode looking at building a clean hair care routine. In the last video that we did, we talked about why this is especially important, because the truth is, from our food to agriculture to the pans we cook in and even the clothing and fabrics we wear, we are exposed to toxins on all sides, and something we can definitely take control of and eliminate as an avenue for toxins entering into our system is definitely our wash day routine or our hair care as a whole. So in today's episode, we're going to be looking at clean options for cleansing your hair effectively. Important part of your routine, and the reason for that is you're removing the build up of products on your hair, and in the process lifting up the cuticles and allowing for products that you are going to be using for your styling goals and your hair health goals to be able to actually penetrate, as opposed to being blocked by a barrier of other products that you have used in the past. So being able to effectively cleanse is really an important foundational part of your routine. Now, I will say that there are four main categories that I think of when it comes to cleansing, and that would be that you would use a co-wash perhaps, so where you use a light conditioner to do a gentle cleanse, and that is less stripping. And then there's also a moisturizing shampoo, which will leave your hair hydrated but will be quite effective to use on a regular basis to remove the buildup of products on your hair and your scalp. And then there's a clarifying shampoo. This has a potential to be more stripping. It is a lot more total in its removal of oils and products on the scalp, and you might opt to use this less often than you use a moisturizing shampoo. It might be something that you use maybe on a monthly or maybe every other monthly basis, just to make sure that you're removing all buildup. And then there's a category of DIYs, mainly in that category, I think of clays, you know, your bentonite clays, your Rasul clays, which of course have their own benefits, which we will come into, or go into rather, later in the video. Let's not forget things like Ayurvedic herbs, which also fall into this DIY category. So talking about aretha, talking about shakaikai, all of which have saponins in, which basically help to remove fats and oil buildup on the hair. So let's take it back to the first category. By the way, I'm going to have timestamps on the screen so that if for reference you're interested in a particular part, you can go straight to that, or if you're coming back to rewatch the video, you can go to the part that is most relevant to you. So let's start with co-wash. So co-washing is when you use a conditioner to actually cleanse the hair. They tend to be thinner conditioners, and historically in the natural world, we have gone out and purchased a cheap and cheerful conditioner, maybe from the pound shop, and we have used that. But the trouble is, I have really moved away from that practice, because a lot of them tend to be quite toxic. The cheaper conditioners tend to have any and everything thrown in there, but there are some good alternatives that you could use. So I really like the Sheer Moisture Co-Wash Conditioning Cleanser with coconut and hibiscus. It is quite an effective co-wash, and I would say that the ingredients are quite good on there. The EWG website rates it as a 2, which is a green for toxicity levels, 10 being the most toxic, 1 being the least. So it's actually really got some great ingredients. I did find one exception in my search looking at cheaper alternatives as far as a co-wash, and I found that the Herbal Essences Bio Renew Volume Conditioner, passion flower and grapefruit, which is only a 3 on toxicity. Granted, it's amber, but you know, I would say up to a 4 you could probably get away with if you are in a bind or in a push. And so the Herbal Essences actually had a few conditioners that were rated as less than 3. So if you're looking for a cheap and effective co-wash, that could be the item for you. I have to say though, personally, I have moved away from using co-washes all that often. I do prefer, because I'm so thorough and regimented in the different products that I use, I do prefer to have a quite clean slate at the start of every week. However, if I was away and I needed to wash more often, like say I was away on vacation, then I would opt for a co-wash. But generally speaking, it's not really something I opt for. Moisturizing shampoos. Moisturizing shampoos are the next category. I have often opted for the Sheer Moisture black castor oil shampoo. I find that to be cleansing. I find that to not irritate my scalp, because a lot of shampoos give me terrible dandruff and really make my scalp itch so much. I feel like I'm very sensitive to a lot of shampoos, but I really like the Sheer Moisture shampoo because it is moisturizing, but I do feel that my hair is very effectively cleansed with each application. When I looked on the EWG website, there were actually so many options, but Beija Baby, I'm not sure how you say it, but I'm assuming it's Beija Baby. Beija Baby had quite a few shampoos and washes. Chiefly unscented, so if you're super sensitive, you could go for that, but they were actually EWG verified and rated, which in my opinion is even better than being rated a 1. They're actually giving it the nod, and EWG is the largest independent body looking at different products and their toxicity. So if you're able to get your hands on Beija Baby, I would say go for it. Also Vivi and Bloom rates very high, and Ina Organic as well. Now with regards to clarifying shampoo, I found that there were a lot more clarifying shampoos that were more toxic, because what you're doing is you're trying to find a range of ingredients that is going to deeply cleanse the hair, and a lot of companies will opt for items that would be more toxic to actually reach that goal. So I found that things accelerated really quickly when I was looking on the EWG website. Some of the worst offenders in this category was the VO5 Alberto, AG, and Kenra. They rated quite high. Lasetta as well rated quite high for toxicity, although it was not flagging as red. It was a 6, and that would be, I feel, too high for me to use in my routine. So I use a Giovanni tea tree shampoo to cleanse my hair. Most Giovanni products actually rate as a 3 on toxicity, 10 obviously being the most toxic, and I find it to be effective and not to give me irritations with my scalp. And when I say effective, squeaky clean, you know, a fantastic base for when you're going in for your hair masks, etc., so that you can get maximum benefits from the products you're spending so much money on. I'm going to leave the products actually linked in the description box below. I know people are going to ask me, so before you ask, just check the description box, because I'm going to have all the items linked there. Okay, so this is one of my favorite categories. I love a good clay, and the reason I love a clay or an Ayurvedic herb to cleanse the hair is because they double up as a cleanser but also as a conditioning strengthener. So for example, if you're looking at Rasul clay, it's a clay, it's from the earth, it has lots of silica, it has lots of trace minerals, it has lots of like fantastic nutrients in there for your hair, and it absorbs the oil from your hair very effectively, whilst at the same time strengthening the hair, almost acting like a conditioner or a mask. So you could literally use that as your one product. I would recommend mixing into that an Ayurvedic herb for cleansing, such as Aretha or Shakaikai, if you want to use it as a one-stop shop, because those actually bubble up, isn't it? They naturally bubble up. Aretha is actually soap nut, so it's essentially nature's soap, and it is a fantastic cleanser. And I feel like you get the best of both worlds when you mix your clay with an Ayurvedic cleansing herb such as shikaikai, such as aretha. I'm gonna have some other options listed on the screen so that you can check those out, and I'm gonna have them linked in the category again in the description below. If you would like me to share specific recipes for the DIYs, maybe I could do a video with like 3 different recipes in, do let me know. It could be something that we do once we've finished the main parts of the series. Do let me know in the comments section below. But I would highly recommend that every natural or every person that is keen on having a non-toxic routine definitely has to have, or I would recommend having, a clay in your routine, because it is, as I say, has many uses, and you have no worries about toxicity, but at the same time it is very mineral dense and rich for your hair and strengthens all in one go. So yeah, I hope you found this first installment to be useful. Do give me some feedback because I thrive off that. Also, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and share this video with somebody that you feel would benefit, because you know what, all of us need to be taking this seriously. It is no joke. Clean health starts with what you're putting onto your body and in your body, and this can be the first step. I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Do check out my store. I do have clean hair care products on there, chiefly hair masks and oils, as well as essential oils, and we would love to serve you and your hair care needs. So I will see you in the next one.